Eagles of Grand Rapids Christian and your Catholic Central Cougars. School sports has everything to do with respect. Grand Rapids Christian and Catholic Central expect all spectators and participants to show respect towards each other, as well as our officials. We pause to put tonight's competition in proper perspective by first pausing for prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Thank you for the ability to participate today, whether as a player, coach, official, or spectator. Keep in mind that our abilities are gifts from you. Open the minds of these athletes to play with pride in themselves, their families, and their school, and perform with the highest respect for their worthy opponents. As always, we do this in your name. Amen. And now let's meet the starting players. First, for the Eagles. On defense, number 12, Matthew Eidenberg. On defense, number 23, Logan Eaton. And a forward, number 4, Ben Basor. And a forward, number 5, Sam Van Schuppen. And a forward, number 24, Isaiah Clark. In goal tonight for the Eagles, number 35, Logan Sutliff. The Eagles are coached by Mr. Sean Zimmerman. And now for your Catholic Central Cougars. On defense, number 17, Ian Schweiger. On defense, number 20, Preston Burnham. At forward, number 16, Nolan Mimizak. At forward, number 12, Nate Sova. At forward, number 5, Ryder Mogan. And in goal tonight for the Cougars, number 31, Trent Coheen. The Cougars are coached by Mr. Mike Slobodnik. At this time, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats. As we join in singing our national anthem, as we honor our country and the men and women who proudly defend it.
Well, it's a warm day for late November in West Michigan. Ice cold inside the Southside Ice Arena. Tonight feels a few degrees colder than it was on Saturday against Rockford. But like I said in the pregame, if you joined us early, we're hoping for more of the same in terms of results and certainly excitement, although maybe Coach Mike Slobodnik would like a little bit more of a routine victory if his Cougars are so fortunate to come out on top tonight. Only 2 Cougars playing this evening have played against Christian in the past. It's the first meeting in a couple of years. Grant Kuykendall and Shane Kwiatkowski, the only 2 who have seen the black and Columbia blue across the ice from them in OK Conference competition. It's the Grand Rapids Christian Eagles in the black and the blue, like I mentioned, of the Baum division in the OK, and Grand Rapids Catholic Central in the home whites with the blue and the gold trim. And Catholic Central controls the puck at the start of the game, trying to improve to 2-1 on the season. Christian hasn't played since last Wednesday, a 4-2 loss to Rockford. Nolan Nemisek coming off a 2-goal performance against Rockford. Dishes this one out into the neutral zone. Mulvey couldn't get into the offensive zone, but now he'll try to drag it in, and the Cougars have to regroup. It's all bogged down around the red line. On the shoot-in, no icing here as the Eagles backtrack for it. Dished around to this near side. Eidenberg, the high-scoring defenseman, played it far wing. That's where Eaton will dish it up. And now back into the Grand Rapids Catholic Central zone. Preston Berta going up against a man there, pried the puck loose and fired down the ice by the Cougars. This will be no icing. It's ruled that Logan Eaton could have touched it. And, well, it's all for naught anyway because the puck ends up out of play. In the screen, down to our left. This is Matt Gajtka on the play-by-play. Jason Nemisek running the camera. Thank you very much, sir. Lynn Sova getting things all set up as well. Lynn's been awesome through the first 3 games of my tenure here on Cougar Puck Radio, and also a special tap of the stick to Reagan Cleaves, who got this channel started a couple of years ago. Now he's off to CMU up in Mount Pleasant. Off the chip and chase, Danny Gruskevich to the far wing. Wrist shot goes right through the top of the crease there. First decent action around the net for goaltender Trent Goheen. Goheen making his 3rd start for Catholic Central, just a sophomore, but it was going to be a newcomer either way for Coach Slobodnik. Liam Watt had a goal against Granville, couldn't get that pack out of his own end. And now Henry Kwiatkowski, the freshman, rings it off the near side boards past Kuykendall, and the Cougars will execute a line change. Minute and a half gone in this first period, no score, as you see there at the bottom of your device screen. Ranging back for this one, Drew Schweigert. Fed it on over there for Henry Holloman, who just gave it right back to the Eagles. Eaton to the far side. That's Jake Eaton, by the way. Jake and Logan Eaton on this Christian team. I'll try to differentiate when I have the opportunity. This is Jake, wearing number 2. Some silver accents on those Christian jerseys, and the white helmet. Long shot it right in on goal by Holloman, and that's handled, scooped up, and held by Logan Sutliff. First time we hear from him, the senior starter for the Christian Eagles. I mentioned in the pregame, last year a tough season for Grand Rapids Christian. They had strung together 6 consecutive winning years until last year's 5-10 and 2 mark. But they even went to the regional final in a down year in the regular season. So the Eagles have put together some nice results. Isaiah Clark, one of the key returners, dropped the pass in the middle, nobody home for Christian. Good back check from Nate Sova to be there and drill it off the window and out to center ice. And another whistle and another stoppage in the neutral zone. We'll drop the puck just outside of the Cougars line. Ryder Mulvey, last week's overtime hero, takes this draw, losing that one cleanly to Clark, the senior forward. Puck's belted up into the Cougars zone by Colin Peel, but that's offside against the visitors. That'll bring the faceoff back into Eagles real estate because the pass emanated from their own zone. 2 refs, 2 linesmen on the ice tonight, as is usual in Michigan high school hockey. Ben Basor will take this loose puck. Passed it up through center. It goes off a stick and right back to the Cougars. Nate Sova had a goal and an assist last week. 5 points to lead the Cougars so far through 2 games. Sova's on the chase there. He gets to that puck and hands off possession. That's Alex Sager shooting around the boards. I don't believe Sager saw action in the first 2 contests. Ian Schweigert down the wall with it. Gabe Sova, the senior, pinned to the boards, but that's going to be a penalty. A penalty against Christian coming up. Number 24, Isaiah Clark, the guilty party. We'll wait for the preliminary signal here. I think he said 4 minutes to the referee. At any rate, with 13:58 to go in the first, the Cougars get their first power play. Actually, it's a 5-minute penalty. I think we're talking about a check to the head there. I'll wait for the announcement, though. So it's a major penalty power play to start this game for the Cougars. What an opportunity to get a leg up on the Eagles. Gabe Sova galloping in. Sova shot, glove down and held eventually by Sutliff, and no further play. So not only is it a 5-minute major, but it's against Clark, one of their top returning scorers from last year. He had 11 points. It's boarding, the call. Couldn't quite see the signal. Just assumed head contact, but they go with boarding. There's a strong check, and that's a penalty. Oh, my. It's a tight standard tonight. Shane Kwiatkowski saying, is it me? Yes, it is. So we're going to play some 4-on-4 with 13:32 to go in the first period. Oh, very interesting. Just 25 seconds elapsed on that power play. Now we're back to even strength, and that's a 5-minute possibly boarding call. I think it has to be. Wow. Like I said, the standard has been set. And boarding is one of the more objective calls in the rule book, so in a lot of cases it's hard to say the referee is necessarily wrong, but that's stringent, I'll say that much. One to each side as Schweigert is tripped up, trying to come out of his own end. Very interesting. We'll monitor that throughout the rest of the game. And now this will be Ian Schweigert getting to this puck below the goal line. Good pass out to Mulvey. Let it go through him, though. Hollenrister, and that's deflected on the way. Didn't get through to Sutliff. Now Christian in a 4-on-4 situation. We're going to be playing 4-on-4 for a long time. You don't see this very often. Matching majors, essentially. Call just 25 seconds apart. Backhanded and deep by Jake Eaton, but the Cougars have no trouble getting it back out of their zone. Kuykendall touched it along. Jake Eaton will try again. Junior defender. Shot one. That was blocked off a Cougars shin pad. And up ahead it's played. Nate Sova's going to charge to it. Sova, he gets to the puck on a backhand. Kicked out by Sutliff. Same burst of speed we saw for that short-handed goal last week against Rockford. But this time Nate Sova is denied. One of the few times this year. Kuykendall. The play out to Preston Berta. Harmless wrist shot goes wide, but a lot of open space out there right now. That usually gives the offense the advantage. Kuykendall using that large frame to protect the puck. Cycling it to Sova. Nate Sova. Hard dish off the boards to Berta. He goes back down the kick plate and in below the goal line. 11:52 to go in the first period. No score. Catholic Central and Christian. That play is off the post from Sova. Something from nothing there. Now Kuykendall threw it right through the top of the crease and wide. Berta at the line to Nate Sova, and he couldn't keep that one alive. It was tapped off his stick by Colin Peel, or pardon me, Jake Eaton, I should say. That's icing against Christian. Still with 2.5 minutes to go on this 4-on-4 situation, barring any further penalties. These teams meet just once this season, despite being just a couple of miles apart. Off the tie-up, it's Gabe Sova losing control there. Strong stick. Hayden Zimmerman. Zimmerman barrels into the corner with it. On his forehand, the left-handed shooter now turns to the backhand side. Spun a pass up the wall. To the line. Gruskevich. Gets it right back, Gruskevich, and he missed the net. Short side, and it hops out of play. What an opportunity. Got it back from Zimmerman. The two worked a nice give and go extended there. And now both teams have had a near miss. Nate Sova off the post, and Danny Gruskevich pinching to the puck, and he got a lot on that shot, didn't he? Gruskevich will take this face-off. For Christian, against Liam Watt, who wears one of the captain's C's for Catholic Central. Watt, the large frame forward. Pivoting, got the puck out, and it's dragged right back in by Christian, so that's offside. 1:55 to go on this 4-on-4. That's right, you heard me, 1:55 to go on the 4-on-4. Usually there are small snippets of a game, but in this case, maybe we're seeing the future of hockey here. We've often thought about it as players get better skating. Photographers in the penalty box area. Off the tie-up, back out at the point, Eidenberg dumps it around the boards. Skating hard, Ryder Mulvey. Bad bounce off the partition, though. It'll have to be Westrick shooting in. Zach Westrick, number 22, getting it in deep. 1:23 to go in this first period. Quick moving now that we've gone to this 4-on-4 situation. Westrick jams it right back in deep. Mulvey is on the chase, but Eidenberg gets there first. Mulvey pried the puck away from him. Ryder Mulvey behind the net. On his backhand side, fans lining the rink. Good atmosphere here again tonight at Southside. Wrister by Henry Kwiatkowski. Didn't get through. And Ben Basor will find some room to get the puck out for Christian. Down to under a minute to play in this 4-on-4. Lead pass intercepted by Josh Trent of Grand Rapids Christian. Getting his legs moving, Colin Peel. Headman pass finds Colton Loffer. Loffer's right to the goal, and the stop made by Goheen. Half minute left on the penalty to Isaiah Clark of Christian. Jam up at the blue line. Kuykendall lost his stick. He still goes in on the forecheck, trying to make something happen. Give him credit there. But here's a lead pass and maybe a break back. Drop pass, shot goes just wide from Colin Peel on the dish from Loffer. Zimmerman on the retrieval. 14 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. It's back in behind the Catholic Central goal. Angle pass ahead. Kuykendall swats it further. No icing there as he was just past the red line. And now Christian gets a short power play, but it is a major power play, so if they score, the power play will remain in effect. But there's only 15 seconds to go on it. Zimmerman knocked off stride. Schweigert played it right into Zimmerman. Maybe a look here for the Eagles. No, Schweigert got back, but it's given away and wristed right over the top of the net and out of play by Griskevich. 8 seconds remaining on the major penalty to Catholic Central's Shane Kwiatkowski. Dueling boarding majors on the score sheet. That's it so far. You don't see that every day. And no score after that long 4-on-4 stretch. This is Mulvey. Try to backhand it to Nate Sova, who was ahead of the pack. That didn't connect. Power play is over for Christian. Both teams are 0 for 1, but it's a cheap 0 for 1 for sure. This lead pass goes well past Mulvey, but on that snowy ice, it barely made it over the goal line, but it does get there for the icing. First period's always a little bit more choppy than the second and third because of the warm-up session. And you can definitely tell right now a thin sheen of snow across the 200 by 85-foot rink. Henry Kwiatkowski didn't get a lot on that backhand clear, and thus it's held at the line by Clark right to the front of the net. Sticked away by Goheen. From the left circle, Basor overskated. Watt picks up a loose puck. And a finesse chip finds just enough room to get out of the zone. Kwiatkowski dumped it off the boards. I guess the Eagles tagged up. I didn't think they did. And nearly getting all the way to the goal was Clark, but it was poke-checked off his stick at the last second. So the Eagles looking dangerous when they have possession in the offensive zone. Cougars trying to get their early momentum back. Sam Van Scheppen parading in. He's slashed. That'll be a penalty against the Cougars. Penalty against Preston Berta for the boys in white. 7:37 to go in the first period. This will be our first traditional power play of the night. This is Grand Rapids Catholic Central boys hockey on Cougar Puck Radio. And the Christian power play gets it revved up. Only 7% successful last year. Big area of improvement, potential area of improvement for them. Eidenberg to this near side. Zimmerman dished it down the wall. 3 men behind the net for the Eagles for the moment. Now back out to Eidenberg, who gives it ahead, but stripped away and cleared by the Cougars. Nolan Nemesek did the job there, shorthanded. Now he flushes out Matthew Eidenberg from behind his net. Eidenberg right up the center of the ice. 40 seconds into the power play, served it over for Zimmerman, who pirouettes away from pressure. Dropped it back, looking for Eidenberg, but just barely got there in time to keep it alive, and just briefly, as again it's clicked out into the neutral zone and on down into the Eagles zone. Well out of his net to make the play ahead, the goaltender, Logan Sutliff. But now it's Nate Sova shorthanded, looking for a second shorty on the year, but he's defended well by Eidenberg, who got the stick in there. Here comes Clark for Christian. Clark down the board, 6.5 to go in the first period. No score yet. Clark to the point, that's Trent, giving it right back to Clark. Under some pressure by Mulvey, and the Cougars force the turnover. Nate Sova, again, long shift, especially penalty killing, but he still has some gas left in the tank to get that puck in deep at least. Now Kuykendall fresh off the bench. Grant Kuykendall, 2 goals on the season. He's got a man breaking to the net. It's Watt. Couldn't get it to him, but he got to Kwiatkowski. Right in, hit the post with the shot. Short-handed chance. It was a 3-on-1. And now back come the Eagles. It's a 3-on-2. To the middle. Zimmerman over-skated. Good back check there from Kwiatkowski. Loose in the middle, and the shot goes off the outside of the net. Didn't quite catch the number of the guy who got that shot off, but it was a good opportunity for Christian. Backdoor play, and it goes right under the stick of Sam Van Scheppen. 1 second to go, and the penalty is over. And the net is off its moorings down to our right. We had that happen a couple of times against Rockford on Saturday. So, we'll take a breath. Chances at both ends. The goal frame was rung down to our left, and then I think down to our right as well. I couldn't quite tell as Goheen tried to kick that one out on the chance from the middle. But either way, the puck stayed out. And Goheen has allowed 11 goals in his first 2 varsity starts, but I wouldn't say he's played poorly, certainly. Just been a couple of wide open games, at least to my eye, from my perspective. Coaches may disagree, of course. And not that there's not room for improvement, but would definitely give Goheen a passing grade in his first 2 outings here at this level. His backup is Max Moore, a fellow sophomore, so it's going to be a youngster either way for Mike Slobodnik's squad this year. 5 1/4 to go in the first period. Reversal of play for a Christian to try to create some room here, but they can't quite get there. It's a full student section for Christian down to our left, too. Good turnout. Another great turnout. Much better, in fact, for the visitors than it was for Rockford on Saturday. But, again, Catholic Central has several rows of students down to our right. Drew Schweigert knocks it ahead for GRCC. In the far corner. I think that was Spencer Berg turning it ahead. Berg looks near wing. Farmer. 1-touch pass on to Zimmerman, who's had a lot of touches of the puck tonight. Zimmerman cutting around a man, shooting, save Goheen. Rebound loose in the crease and played out of danger. Knocked out of trouble by Preston Berta, the sophomore defender. Ranging back to take this one is Berg. Spins it behind Peel, but he'll have a teammate overlapping to at least prevent some danger there. And a great breakout pass finds Colton Loffer. Loffer charging ahead with 4 minutes to go in the first. No score. Strong check on the side wall. Couldn't quite tell who made it. It was right in front of the student section. I'm a little bit lower here than I was out at Griff's Georgetown, so sometimes my guess is as good as yours, and vice versa. Knocked off the glass. Out comes Nate Sova. He's got a trailer. It's Mulvey. Got it to Mulvey! Put it over the net on the one-timer. It was that same combination that connected in overtime against Rockford, not to be this time. And the puck ends up out of play as Mulvey just got too much under it, too much bottom hand, and he lofted it over the crossbar and, in fact, into the screen. That's twice now that Catholic Central has charged into the offensive zone, and there's been a trailer completely uncovered. In fact, the first time during the shorthanded chance, there were 2 players uncovered. Shane Kwiatkowski shoots a wrister just over the bar. Wrap try from Kuykendall. That stop made by Sutliff. So here come the Cougars. Shane Kwiatkowski under some heavy pressure. Got it down low. Kuykendall, backhand score! It's 3 in 3 games for Grant Kuykendall. Let me stand next to your fire. 1-0, Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Shane Kwiatkowski feathered it through, and with 3:27 left, the Cougars have the first goal again. It's the third straight game they've scored first. That's a formula for success, no doubt. 3 goals and an assist for Kuykendall already in his senior season. And he didn't even know it went in. We saw it before he did. He had a very delayed reaction. Usually the player knows before most. But in this case, he had to wait for his teammates to tell him, I think. He heard the cheers. He heard the screaming. He put his hands in the air. He sneaked it past Sutliff's left leg. In the corner, Kwiatkowski looking for another assist, but that one's off the stick of Sutliff. Now it's Shane's brother Henry trying to put it down the wall in front of the net. Eidenberg clears for the Eagles. Under 3 to go in the first period. Kuykendall's got the home side ahead. Part of a stretch of 3 straight home games for the Cougars. They'll play Friday at home against Kenowa Hills and the Knights. That's back to Roo Division play. Pulling up Outwater. Another trailer is open. This time it's Westrick, and his wrist shot is patted down and held by Sutliff. Face-off upcoming in the offensive zone, 2:32 remaining in the first. Kuykendall scored the first goal against Granville as well, you might recall, and he had the tying goal late in the second period against Rockford. So all have had significance. Not that a player can necessarily control that, but it's nice when the goals are important. Berta's wrister off the face-off win, hit a shin pad and caromed out of play. We'll do it again after just a couple of seconds run off the clock. And, in fact, Catholic Central wants to make a forward line change. That's pretty rare you see that after just a couple of seconds. A tie-up and a face-off win for Ryder Mulvey and the Cougars. But it's coughed up. Parading back, Ruskevich steps on the brakes. He's got a late man. Good move by Zimmerman right on the goal, and he shot it wide. Wow, what hands from Zimmerman. He looked incredible there, making his move. But back come the Cougars on the counterattack.